The city of Brooklyn Center is preparing for the outcome of the Potter trial. You may recall before the trial began, by a 3-2 vote, the city council voted against allowing the city manager to impose an emergency curfew after a verdict is reached. Brooklyn Center Mayor Mike Elliott gave this response to CCX News when asked about Brooklyn Center's plans. He said, quote, "The right to assemble is foundational to American democracy." He went on to say, "We have an obligation to protect the rights of people to assemble and to protest." The majority of the council voted against the curfew measure, believing it would send the wrong message to automatically assume the worst of people. A city curfew could still be declared by the mayor or with a unanimous vote by the council. Hennepin County Sheriff's deputies made an unexpected discovery while trying to serve a court order at a Brooklyn Center apartment complex. After seeing drugs in the open, they came back with a search warrant and recovered weapons and more drugs in the apartment. The sheriff's office isn't releasing more details because it is an open investigation, but they do say that some of the firearms had their serial numbers removed. In addition to the firearms, deputies recovered methamphetamine. One person was arrested and charged with a felony drug offense. North Memorial Health Hospital has brought in a refrigeration truck to increase its morgue capacity. Officials at the Robbinsdale Health Facility say it's badly needed as deaths from COVID-19 continue to climb in Minnesota. The truck is posted right outside of the hospital and a privacy fence surrounds the vehicle. North Memorial Health told CCX News that, quote, "Our current reality calls for this assistance. We've been operating at capacity for many weeks." Health experts are encouraging everyone to take precautions to stop the spread of COVID-19. The pandemic and the holidays have created the biggest blood shortage in more than a decade. A Maple Grove man has a very personal reason for doing his part to help fill the void. Here's CCX News reporter Jason Malillo.
Mike Webster's grandson Barrett is battling a rare form of cancer requiring chemotherapy and blood transfusions.
I decided if he can go through what he's going through, all this pain, then I can try something, and I thought blood drive.
The Red Cross expects about 20 to 30 people to come out for a first-time blood drive.
After about a week, I gave them a list of 80 names.
Webster's blood drive brought out 85 people, 66 of whom were first-time donors.
A lot of them said, "This was easier than I thought, and I'll do this again."
It seems to be a limiting factor a lot of the times in life-saving and emergency situations. For example, we just had that tornado, and almost after every natural disaster, it's, if you can donate blood, go ahead and do it.
Webster admits he jumped into this without knowing a whole lot. He just knew there was a need for blood and wanted to help his grandson.
I'm very humbled by the response that I got from our community, our friends, and our family. It was humbling, and I can't wait to do it again.
Webster is now aiming to organize more blood drives going forward and says Barrett will thank you. Jason Malillo, CCX News.
In Maple Grove, Claudia Irish Pub closed at the onset of the pandemic, but the venue has been given a second life. In this week's edition of Takeout Tuesday, Delane Cleveland takes us to Max's on Main, which opened several weeks ago to considerable fanfare.
It's still got that warm, real comfortable feeling.
For more than a year, the corner of Main Street and Arbor Lakes Parkway in Maple Grove was without one of its key tenants. But that vacancy didn't last long.
We haven't done a whole lot of advertising out there, and it's been overwhelmingly busy.
Raul Gracia is the owner of Max's on Main, a restaurant that he named after his 9-year-old son.
I think there is a lot of high expectation in the area, and that's what I want to bring.
Max's on Main is meant to be a spot where people can throw back a few cold ones, gather with friends, and enjoy the game.
The Max Burger?
So far,
jam on the side?
The results have been positive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to see, kind of an independently owned restaurant coming in, which I'm real excited about. So I wanted to try it, it's as opposed to maybe a chain.
On the menu side of things, Max's on Main serves the type of comfort food you'd expect to find at a sports bar.
It's a plain old burger and fries.
Think along the lines of burgers, sandwiches, and chicken wings,
Boneless wings and barbecue wings.
which they marinate for 24 hours in buttermilk.
It's a sports bar, that's what we do best.
This sports bar also comes equipped with a gaming room for people who want to challenge their friends at darts or foosball, or go for the high score on the pinball machine.
I do like that. They have pinball. Yes, I'm a huge fan of that.
The predecessor to Max's on Main spent nearly 20 years in this venue. Garcia hopes this new endeavor will continue to be a popular hangout for the foreseeable future.
My biggest thing is I want to make sure that the customers get what they expect.
In Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Wuollet Bakery is celebrating a holiday milestone of baking 40,000 gingerbread houses. Each one is meant to spark nostalgia.
A lot of excitement on Christmas Eve, you know, gathered at my grandparents' house with the whole Wuollet family. And my grandpa would come in, you know, proudly displaying the gingerbread house, and all of us grandkids would gather around and bust it up and eat away.
Audrey Malone is an artisan baker and a third-generation Wuollet. There are 5 Wuollet bakery locations in the Twin Cities, including one in downtown Robbinsdale. And if you're wondering, it's not just for show. Each gingerbread house is meant to be eaten.